स्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ज्ञानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Now, we saw the 16th chapter. Now, please start with the 17th chapter. Chant the verses, please. Arjuna Uvacha Ye Shastra Vidhimusrujya Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha Tesham nishtha tu ka Krishna Sattvamaho rajastamaha Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Trividha bhavati shraddha Dehinam sa svabhajam Sattviki rajasi chaiva Tamasi cheti tam srunu Sattvanurupa sarvasya Shraddha bhavati bharate Shraddha mayoyam purushah Yo yat shraddha sa eva sah Arjuna Uvacha Ye Shastra Vidhimusrujya Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha Tesham nishtha tu ka Krishna Sattvamaho rajastamaha Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Trividha bhavati shraddha Dehinam sa svabhajam Sattviki rajasi chaiva Tamasim cheti tam srunu Sattvanurupa sarvasya Shraddha bhavati bharate Shraddha mayoyam purushah Yo yat shraddha sa eva sah. Right. So I hope you thought over the ideas we shared in the morning. To understand the importance of living the wisdom as more important than the wisdom itself is a great step forward. To know about a value and to live that value. To know that something like a food is good and to be interested in that food. to know that maybe something like addictive, like a liquor or a drug, is not good for health, and to stay away from it. In other words, to understand something and then to implement it. To see that whatever I have understood in my life, it manifests in my living. That is the ultimate fulfillment of learning, teaching, sharing, understanding, whatever language you may use. Because common sense thing, there is not a single human being who does not know ordinarily what is right or wrong. You don't need to teach a human being that you must always be happy. Instinctively he shall look for happiness and comfort. You don't need to teach a human being to say that you should not create a problem for anybody. He knows creating problem for somebody means you are also dragged in unconsciously. So what is the idea? You know that you should not commit theft. You know you should not hurt people. But why is it that somebody does it? That is because there is a huge difference between repeating a value, knowing about what is good, and really seeing the implication of it. That is why in Vedanta, Upanishad, it becomes so beautiful, because when the Upanishad reveals that you must be happy, when he suppose say that you must be happy, Sukhi Bhava, be happy, he helps you to understand, discovers the Shruti, Mother Shruti, helps you to discover, the teacher helps you to discover that you are the happiness, therefore be happy. Just be happy is a beautiful injunction. You must be happy. Who doesn't know that I must be happy? But unless I discover I am the happiness, I am going to be happy. It's like when I was studying these things, my teacher, he was giving a nice example. All the time we, in a world, in a moralistic universe, where everybody always say you must look at every woman as your sister. You must look at every man as your brother. Now how is that idea? Very idealistic, no? Every woman you see in the road is your like a sister. Try to look. Every man as your brother. Is it so? To explain that nicely, he gave a story. It is one thing to say, look upon as somebody as a brother or sister, but it doesn't work. But he gives an incident. There was a child growing up in a family, and both the family, the brother, sister, all the four of them, father, mother, brother, sister, all the four of them had gone to a big, huge fair. And in the village fair, it so happened they got separated, lost. When they got separated, they tried their best to find the son, the child, but they could not. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years have passed. And then 10, 15 years, 20 years have passed. By the time they have forgotten everything. Then this girl has gone to the college, and then she meets a boy. And of course, instantly they like each other. So, now as they are growing up in their relationship, naturally you share your history, who is your father, who is your mother, where from you come. And as they talk about it, this person's the boy said that I don't know about my parents, I have got a foster parent, and I live with that. They say I was lost in a crowd and my parents got me from there. And he said, do you have anything from your childhood? He said, yes, I have a ring. I'll give you next day. I'll show you. They brought it. The girl took it to the family and showed, what is this? This is, then the parents broke down. Where you got it? And this is the one, my person I really love him, and this is the one. Oh, let's go there. And they found, they brought this, they were recognized naturally, and said, this is our son. After that, can they be lover and beloved? Discovering your brother. Are you getting that point? There is a difference between discovering your brother, discovering a sister. Thereafter, how much you may try, you can't function. You cannot. You can't. Because your discovery is complete. That is why Shankara, even while talking about the lust, he says, don't say lust is something natural. Appreciate that. The language he uses will be so terrible. Atyanta kamko api vritti kunthati matari. However lustful you are, when it comes to your own mother, matari vritti kunthati. See the powerful line. When you see your mother, you are out. You see your father, you are out. Why? Because, understand, when you discover something like that, when you know your happiness, injunction is not needed, be happy. But when you are simply living on injunctions, be happy, be nice, be kind, that is where life becomes repetitively monotonous. It's good things you know, what I should be, but I don't know how to be that. Are you getting that point? It's a huge dichotomy, a distance between what I should be and I am. That is why educated people, religious people become more conflict-ridden than the ordinary people. With the ordinary person, like an animal, doesn't know what it should be. When you know how it should be and you could not be, you have more guilt than the other person who doesn't know anything. It's like tribals were dancing, they were moving, jumping, eloping with each other as the time passes. And naked, half-naked body, the girls, boys, they were hanging around. Then somebody starts putting up the idea, nakedness is not nice. That is against the principle of God. You should not dance with each other. Religious injunction come in. Now the whole tribe becomes guilt-ridden. Previously they were freely moving around. It's not that they should be moving around like that. I'm not going to that point of it. What I'm telling is like a child. Child is feeling free, happily moving out naked. Then you go and say, no, don't do that. No. It's not nice. Shame. Now the child puts it on. Just think. Certain conditionings have to be given, doesn't matter. But to know something and then not to be able to live that way brings you more guilt. That is why consumption of idealism is a total devastation. You consuming ideals, or somebody supplying with ideals. You should not do this, thou shalt do this, thou shalt not do this, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. No, don't give me that. Give me a break. Tell me how. This is where Upanishads, Vedas become so beautiful. They help you to discover who you are. Once you discover who you are, then your attempt is to implement that wisdom, that absolute vision, as far as possible, every moment of your life, in every activity of your life until it becomes effortless 24/365. Always at rest with yourself. Always happy with yourself. Always recognizing other person's weakness, strength, as much you recognize your own weakness as well as strength. That is where you no more become judgmental. Because you see the beauty in other person so much that the other person's weakness, limitations are not that visible. Understand, friends? It is just like this. You are a bright blue sky. Another person is a clouded space. But in that clouded space, the person doesn't know that he also has a blue sky. At this moment, sky is clouded. But you can see through the cloud. So the person feels devastated by his own built-ups, anger, hatred, jealousy, like Maningvisha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, lust, passion, anger, jealousy, different types of almost uncontrolled emotions. In and through that emotions, you see the stillness, absolute. That is why when the other person is restless, you are restful. And you help him to make restful. In spite of the restlessness, as we have been seeing, immortality is not negation of mortality. Happiness is not negation of unhappiness. Freedom is not negation of bondage. Happiness is in spite of uncomfortable, unhappy situations. Immortality is in spite of your changing, dying, mortal body and mind and the universe. Because both are needed. If immortality sweeps all the mortality away, what you need to understand the reality. Having understood the self, suppose the whole universe disappears into oneness, there shall be parampara hani. The very tradition shall be wiped out. Why? Whoever understood disappeared. How is he going to teach? Understand the point. So it is so important that not only to appreciate, but to implement that understanding in life. That is why the whole 16th chapter was given. In fact, the 16th, 17th chapter are not much valued in the outside world. That is because they don't talk about the absolute knowledge as to, as though you are the absolute, you, the God, Jiva is not talked about. So most people think this is all very, very ordinary. No. In fact, this is the most important, very, very extraordinary, valuable chapters, because in these you shall see a very human dimension to the scripture. What type of person you are before you know what you should be. Understand? Asuri sampat, daivi sampat. First find out for yourself. Are you asuri or daivi? It is just like finding out from people, from children, as to what type of disposition they have, what inclinations they have, so that you can put them into mechanical thing, or poetic creativity, or some type of a artistic sensibility. If the person has those type of inclinations, you put into that. So before you move into the absolute, find out what type of person you are. Now, this is what is coming now. Before the 16th chapter, Asuri Sampat, Daiva Sampat. Clearly he said, if your knowledge of yourself, that you are free, you are happy, you are immortal, I am the absolute, I am the happiness, I am the truth itself, and therefore, Avayam Sattva Sansuddhi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. Fearless, established in the wisdom, uncompromisingly happy at every moment of life. Daivi Sampat. If you do not understand yourself, you cannot escape Asuri Sampat, the demonic, negative, painful tendencies of life. When somebody is helplessly angry, understand. In fact, most of the time, people are helplessly angry, helplessly jealous, helplessly passionate, helplessly emotional. They don't know, are you getting that? They come under the spell of it because nobody chooses to be angry. When you are, just think of life, please understand, nobody chooses to be angry. When you start a conversation with your friend, do you ever plan that by the time I get into a half an hour conversation, we'll be shooting each other? Do you plan that? When you start a relationship, boy, girl, girl, man, woman, officer, subordinate, friend, whatever it is, whenever you are starting a relationship, do you ever plan that after 2 months or 3 months, we are going to be shooting each other? Is it so? After 1 or 2 years, we shall kill each other. No. When you start your relationship, you want to walk into the sunset happily, ever loving. But what happens? What happens? 5 days' time, 5 months' time, 5 years' time, what happens? I don't want to look at it. Get out of my place. Think, be human, friends, be human. Why? I know I should be nice, but this fellow doesn't deserve it. I know I should be nice. She is stupid. That's right, true. Then what happens? Appreciate, friends. Very, very important. So if you are a person, you are having a conflict, that I understand these things, why is it I cannot move every moment in my life? You need to settle down more and more into yourself. That is where comes the need for manana and nitidhyasana. You have listened, but it has not been a part of you. It's like somebody, you go to somebody's house, he gives you a glass of juice or a cup of coffee. In a hurry he wants to give you. So quickly he has made it and give it to you. And you are also want to quickly finish it and go, and you take it, and there is no sugar. Taste it, there is no sugar. The person has given you a spoon also. Then you tell him, sorry, there is no sugar. No, I have put it already. You just stir it. See, sugar is inside. But if you don't stir it, it will not mix up completely. You have collected sugarly informations inside you, but you have not stirred your mind. Beautiful informations gathered. It is in your head. That is why whenever I listen to somebody, Tariyo, know it. I know. And if you know, then why are you not laughing? Because it is not stirred. That is where comes contemplation. And especially if you are a speaker and you are pouting, speaking, reporting, repeating, all good things, but you yourself are living a life of stupidity, you become a bad advertisement for that knowledge. Because people look at you and they shall be afraid, no, and not this. Why? Because what you talk, what you do, you don't live. It's like the person smoking away and telling you, nobody must smoke. How much you believe? Drunk fellow, addicted person, addicted to something, tells everybody you should not be addicted to anything. What is this? Understand? Asuri Sampat comes. So, having told that side of it, which we saw in our, now look at yourself. Contemplate. So whatever you have seen, see that you live that life. Okay, there are many people in the world who are not exposed to these things also, but there are many nice people. Very practical thing comes now. Arjuna asked this question, O Lord, ye shastra vidhi musrujye Shraddhayanvita yajante tesham nishtatuga Krishna tattvamaho sata rajastamaha. O Lord, there are so many people, Shastra Vidhim Usrujya, they do not know anything about the scriptures. Because before that he said, no, before the last class, Tasma Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Karya Vyavastito. Therefore, this scripture, this knowledge of yourself must be your foundation for you to know, discriminate as to what is karya, what is akarya, what is to be done, what is not to be done. In order to know that, you must be aware of yourself. Please understand. Becomes easier. Like in the morning I told you, unless you know the actor, you shall not know that the role is a mask you are picking up. Unless you know you are the body, understand? Unless you know you are the body, you will not put on you will not consider the dress as something which you have picked up. Or else, your dress is you. Like a child will not like to part with the dress that he likes. Have you not seen children? He has put on a dress and you take it out. Very, very difficult. The child will not die because my dress, it makes me look beautiful. So I am beautiful. He doesn't understand he is beautiful because as himself. But he thinks he is beautiful because of the dress. Or that is the dress he likes. So if you touch his dress, no, I don't want to remove it. Because for him, he is the dress. That is why people take away their ornament. Suppose they are looking beautiful with ornament. Take away their hair. Suppose they are looking beautiful with the hair. No, no, no. Why? Because without that, I am nothing. When the child shall understand, grown up means you know this is the body and this is a dress. Then you can put it on, put it off. When shall every role shall be beautiful for you? When you know yourself who you are, you can pick up the mask. And you shall not be intolerant in losing a role. Because, understand, life itself pushes the role out of your life. Did you decide to give up your childhood and become young? Did you decide to give up your youth and become an adult? Did you decide to give up your adulthood and then become an old man? Nothing. Life pushed you ahead. Did you decide to lose your father? Did you decide to lose your mother? Did you decide to lose your job? That may be possible, but as you are retired, suppose you are staying there, you will be pushed out. Suppose you stay in the job, you will be pushed out. 58, no more. 63, no more. You retire. Time pushes, time pushes. Understand? So that is why you can pick the role for yourself. You shall be intolerant of living the role if you are not at home with yourself. Are you getting that point, please? When you are at home with yourself, every role can drop. Even, listen carefully, Vedanta, Upanishad, words, descriptions, all these informations can be a big security. Sadhus, dress, lifestyle can be a big security. Because with that dress, you feel respected. Or with that lifestyle, you feel wonderful. Somebody challenges that lifestyle, you don't like it. But when that also drops, suppose taken away, the words are forgotten. You are not forgotten. You always are with yourself. So, that happens to a mature person, always. But in the world, there are many people who may not be aware of these things. They don't know, they don't accept there is a God, they don't accept there is wisdom, they don't accept absolute, there is infinity, you are happiness, you are bliss. No. All this, they just don't know. There are many people in this world. But they live their life, and a very decent life in that. Very decent life, maybe very kind, very considerate, very decent life that. Arjuna says, "O Lord, how shall you describe them? How will you classify them? Daiva, Asuri, are they divine? Are they stupid, devilish? What type of persons they are? How will you talk about those type of people?" He's talking exactly like a non-believer now. A person who says, "I don't believe in God, but I'm a nice man. I don't believe in any ritual. I don't believe in any puja. I don't believe in all this religious nonsense. I am a nice man. I don't hurt anybody. I don't exploit anybody. I take care of myself. I take care of everything. I don't need your scriptures." How do you handle these fellows? Talking about today's world, no? Bhagavan says, beautifully, see that, how nice. So, a Shastra Vidhi Musurjya, not knowing what is right, wrong and all that, what they should not do and all these things, yajante. But those people have a lifestyle. They worship, what they worship we shall see later on. They worship, meaning, yajante means they live a life. Yajante means literal meaning is worship. Whether they worship a god or they worship a man, they worship money, whatever it is, they are decent people. Shraddhayanida bhajante. They think, I don't believe in God, I earn money, I live nicely, help other people also to live nicely. Why should I believe in a God? Now what logic have you got for them? They might believe in God, and therefore they don't kill in the name of God. So which one you shall like? The person who believes in a God and kills in the name of his belief, and another person doesn't believe in God but helps everybody to be alive. Which one you like? Is there a choice? You say this fellow believer, put a stone around his millstone around his neck and go to your God quickly under the sea. Or take him to space and throw him out, right? You understand? Please appreciate. Which one is better now? Shraddhayanida bhajante. Very nice people. Shraddhayanida. With Shraddha. Bhagavan says, what is Shraddha? Shraddhayamita means astika buddhya anvitaha samyuktaha santa astika buddhi. There is some purpose in life. Not only there is a truth or God or something, somewhere, there is a greater power. Something greater is there. It's just not a meaningless existence. But you want to tell me it's a God, I may not like it. You say it is this God, I am not contributing to that. But there is something other than me, because I am not the only person living in this universe. There is air, fire, water, everything around this creation. I have not created any of these things. So there must be something, must be somewhere far bigger than me. Shraddhayanida, he lives a lifestyle. Tesham, Nishtha, Kaha Krishna, Hey Krishna, how will you classify them? Sattva, Maho, Rajas, Tamas, whether they are Sattvic people, Rajasic people, Tamasic people. Are they Sattva, meaning people with wisdom, knowledge? Or shall you call them Rajasic, people who are sort of arrogant, falsely self-confident, and then are tamasic people. Just they don't want to probe into anything. How shall you divide? Bhagavan says nicely, Hey Arjuna, Trividha bhavati shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja sattviki rajasi chaiva tamasi cheti tam srunu. Beautiful line. Hey Arjuna, whether the person believes in a God or not, whether the person believes in an existence or not, whether the person believes in a higher power or not, swabhavaja, swabhavat jayate, something which you, from the childhood, from the moment you are born, by your own nature, some people are in a particular, some people enjoy a certain disposition. Children, that is why you can see children, when they are born, same father, same mother, but so many different types of children. One child, for no reason, very calm and quiet. Other child, for no reason, very restless. Some other children, you feed them chicken, the fellow will vomit. Some fellow, you feed him some vegetable, he will vomit. Some people, some children, they will be attracted by maybe color. Some people are attracted by this. Why is it so? Because sarvasya pranijatasya karananurupa shraddha bhavati. For every sarvasya pranijatasya, for every person who is born in this world, according to karma anurupa, according to their karma, their impressions of the lives spent before, they will have their shraddha, swabhaviki, natural. And knowing from that natural disposition, you shall know whether the person is sattvic, rajasic or tamasic. Natural disposition. Like a person by nature is very peaceful. By nature, he has not studied Upanishads. He has not gone into classes. He has not done any upasana, meditation or anything stuff. But the person is very settled. Have you not come across people like this? So many people. They might not have exposed anything to anywhere, but very decent. They don't want to get into this conflict of this religion good, that is good, or this is bad, or that is bad. No, it's okay. They don't want to get into conflict. Some people by nature cantankerous, full of conflict, fighting the fighter cocks. If there is no fight, they must create one. That variety. By nature, some of them, they feed themselves on conflict. They live on confusion. Or else this person doesn't feel comfortable. It's like a fisherwoman who lives in the fishing village or the, fishing village. Just an example. Fisherwoman means what? Anybody, any profession. Now suppose you are a person dealing with the fish. You get so used to the fishing smell of the fish, you can't sleep unless there is a smell of fish. You give him the jasmine? No. Disturbance. If you give him a roll of jasmine, this is not nice. Why? Fish smell? Oh, snores. No problem. But that's what he is used to. Food also. Everything will come, we shall see that. How? Natural disposition. Swabhaviki. Dehina. Trividha bhavati shraddha. Three types of shraddha people have. Dehinam, those people who are living in this body, born with a body. Swabhavaja, which is swabhavat jayate, very natural disposition. What are they? Sattvik, sattviki, rajasi chaiva, tamasi chaiti matam srunu. Hey Arjuna, they are divided into three types. Sattvik, sattva, rajas, tamas. Okay. What are they? Read. I said, no, this is sarva sattvanurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharate. According to sattva anurupa, vishishta sanskara upeta. According to, depending on your samskara, depending on your impressions with which you are born, you shall be, according to the impression that you are born with, your lifestyle will be influenced by those impressions as a child. As you grow up, understand, as you grow up, everything is added to it. And only difference between, listen carefully, only difference between a growing child and a growing tiger is when the tigers are never changed, the human being can change. Like a tiger cub and a antelope, impala cub baby, Swabhaviki. Okay, take that example of animals, then we'll go to human beings. Animals, there are so many different types of animals. The hippo baby will behave like a hippo. The rhino baby will behave like a rhino. The elephant baby will behave like an elephant. The hyena will behave like a hyena. The cheetah like a cheetah. The tiger like a tiger. The lion like a lion. The birds babies, they will be behaving like the birds. Human babies, confusion. Because in human species, in one species, there's a, in a given member of a species, there can be a lion, the human being, he can be a lion sometimes, hyena sometimes, impala sometimes, antelope sometimes, very gentle, very rough, very destructive, very sweet. Are you getting that? When animals are condemned to a particular disposition, human beings are not condemned forever. Because you have a native intelligence. You are self-conscious. Human beings are self-conscious. Animals are conscious. Human beings are self-conscious. This point I have told you, but just think of it. The animals are conscious. The dog is conscious. But dogs are not self-conscious. That is why every type of dog will jump on each other. Every type of animals will be running around each other. Whereas human beings, those who own those dogs, they are self-conscious. I say mongrel, I have the greyhound. Proud, self-conscious. The greyhound, the Afghan hound will not think I am a pedigree dog, this is an ordinary mongrel, I won't move with it. But a rich person will say, poor man, unintelligent, idiot, useless, because self-conscious. Not only the arrogant will not mix with the idiots, but the ordinary person will also be so self-conscious, I am so ordinary, how can I ever approach them? They are all big people, rich people. You understand the human emotions. Complex inferiority complex, complex superiority complex. Human beings, complex ridden. You are not born with that, huh? Understand? You pick it up. As you grow up in life, you pick it up. The Prince of England and the ordinary child in England also, they will be studying in the same school. Until they are 7, 8, they are just, hi, hello, who are you and all that. They can be pulling each other's nose, ear and shirt, dress, jumping, running. The fellow becomes 10-year-old, suddenly starts becoming aware that he is a very important person. Not only he will keep off, when others, oh, he is. When he goes, why 2, 3 people are around him? When I am going, nobody comes around. Why is it happened? When he is playing in the field also, there is security, state security is watching from a distance. I am walking everywhere, nobody is around me. Oh, I am common, ordinary citizen. That boy, prince. That girl, princess. So, let him live his life. But this one cannot come to you because there is so much separation automatically created. Now suddenly the same children, and they grow as friends, but later date they can't mix with each other. Aristocrat, ordinary, rich, poor, naturally gets into a system. Dogs will never do that. You take the president's dog and live with it, the ordinary citizen's dog, The president dog will not stand apart. Huh? No. Jump. Please understand. So human beings, even though have their, we all are born with our natural dispositions, which you shall see, there are certain things which you like naturally because of your disposition, but you cannot be condemned forever to that disposition. As a growing human being, you can change, are you getting that? You can change your approach towards your natural dispositions. Okay? Sattva anurupa sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Hey Bharata, hey Arjuna, according to their own karma, according to their own samskaras, impressions, each one will have a different type of shraddha. Shraddha mayoyam purusha. In fact, no individual can ever escape a particular disposition, a particular sort of impressions, certain impressions in life, because that is something natural to him. Yo yat shraddha saeva saha. If your disposition is belief, you are a believer. Your disposition is towards disbelief, non-believer. Your disposition is towards liking something, you shall love it. Your disposition is towards hating something, you will destroy it. But that is only your beginning. As you grow up, that goes on changing, because you are a human being. Are you getting that point, please? As a child, you might have liked to play piano. You grow up, only cricket. You grow up, administration only. As a child, very soft. Grown up, ooh. As a child, very angry. Grown up, so sweet. Because in human being, there is a possibility of changing. Are you getting that point? Therefore, human beings are not condemned to their disposition. That is the saving grace for the human being. Okay? Now, what are the things? Read. We shall see. What type of puja, what type of worship, what type of disposition, we shall see they do. Yajante sattvika devan yaksha rakshansi rajasaha pretan bhutaganan chanye yajante tamasa janaha asastra vihitam ghoram tapyante yetapo janaha damba ahankara samyuktaha kamaragavalanvitaha karshayanta sarirastham bhutagramam acetasah mam chaivanta sarirastham tan vidhyasura nischayan ajante sattvika devan yaksha rakshansi rajasaha pretan bhutaganan chanye yajante tamasa janaha asastra vihitam ghoram tapyante yetapo janaha damba ahankara samyuktaha kamaragavalanvitaha karshayanta sarirastham bhutagramam acetasah mam chaivanta sarirastham Tan Vidyasura Nishchayan. These three verses goes, three verses together with one thumb. So, please see that. Now, looking at the disposition of the person, you shall know what type of mind he enjoys. Like, depending on the interest somebody shows, you can know what type of taste the person has. That is usually you can say that. You send few children to maybe a shop. Send some youngsters to a shopping center and tell them, pick up whatever you feel like picking up. Just, this is the shop, whatever things you pick up, you please pick up. Depending on their maturity, taste, impressions, they will pick up those things. Like suppose somebody is interested, just think, suppose somebody is interested, okay, let's put them into a health food stop. Or some food store or some drug store, whatever, sending them, please pick it up. What will you see? What will catch your eye first? Suppose you are a person who likes to eat healthy biscuits. Just an example. The moment you look at the biscuit, you are going for it. The other person says, oh, what are you picking it up for? Dog biscuit. The dog, are you stupid? Biscuit? Shut. But you say, no, I like it. Then another person goes there and he picks up, oh, this is a healthy drink. This is the drink I like because it has something sparkling in it. Some juice, something I like. Oh, how can you like this sparkling water? Sparkling juice? Yuck. It goes on like that. No. Don't do it. The fellow picks up yogurt. Yogurt. Fermented. Now, each person, please see that. Each person goes and picks up something. Of course, if you are an adult, you are already spoiled because you have already picked up a habit. Especially, understand, as a child, nobody was born addict. Is there anybody? Born addict, born smoker, born drunkard, born smoker. The fellow come out with mommy say, smoking, he came out. The mommy will drop dead, isn't it? By chance such a delivery happens any time. The fellow comes out with a bidi or comes out with a cigarette, mommy, no, what mommy? Doctors also drop dead. Or comes out with a bottle. He comes, right? Cowboy boy. He's going to be a cowboy. So he comes dressed like a cowboy. He's going to a scuba driver. So he comes dressed like a scuba driver. The mummies and doctors will drop dead. No, you just come as a stupid little naked body, not 5 kilos, 2 kilos, 3 kilos weight, 5 pounds, 6 pounds babies, you come. Same fellows after 20 years, 30 years, one fellow is a mountain, other fellow is a molehill. One is too fat, like a pumpkin, other fellow is like a porlanga, like a snake goat. So thin, so big, so fat. Why? Genetically already organized. Your body will grow like that. You take your food. Next, you can also spoil yourself. That is why in animals are all straight line, look exactly same. You cannot differentiate between one antelope, another antelope. One impala, another impala. They look so streamlined, everybody same. Human being? It's completely different. Complete. Why? Personality, trait. Understand that. So, depending on their disposition, whatever taste he has got. Even music. One person goes to listen to one musician comes to the house. Then a person sits down there and he sings song. And he starts with classical music. Then he says, that's nice, but can you sing something else? Then he speaks something maybe semi-classical. It's nice. Can you sing something else? Then he sings something a little bit, just modern something. Nice. Then he starts singing one movie song. Then he said, "Ha, you knew this, no? Then why are you not singing it so far?" Because these fellows' taste is unto popular takdinadin, Right. He doesn't understand that there is an, classical, semi-classical and all these things, He doesn't understand. Because for him, only beats. Beats. So he says, you are keeping this song for such a long time, for why? True. Understand. So as even from the music that he chooses, dress that he chooses, food that he chooses, you can find out what type of taste the person has. Same thing also in life. In what type of action you engage yourself, from there you can make out what type of disposition the person enjoys. From the action, you can know the disposition. So some people, now the language used here is puja, worship. But you please understand, yeah. So, yajante sattvika devan. Those people who worship, just first take the examples. Those people who worship devata. Devata means mainstream deities. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Shiva, all these, Shiva, Vishnu, all these different types of mainstream deities, those who worship, they are all sattva. I'll explain to it, just sattva. Yaksha Rakshansi Rajasa. Rajasic people, so those people who worship Yaksha, Rakshasa means powerful but demonic disposition. Those type of deities, to get power and all that, you shall call them as the Rajasic. Because they can't be meditative. They have to be dancing and jumping while doing puja. Just take that example. It's a beautiful example. Pretan bhutagana sanye yajante tamasajana. And those people who worship bhuta preta, Shankara writes, Bhutan, Pretan bhutaganan saptamatruka saptamatruka. Saptamatruka and these female deities, matrukas, 7 matruka. Then what are the saptamatruka? Chamundi, Brahmi, Maheshwari, Vaishnavi, Indrani, Varahi, then Kaumari. So these are the type of Saptamatrukas. Those type of people who worship the Saptamatrukas and the Bhutapretas, they are Ghor Tamas. Ghor Tamasic people. What is Ghor Tamasic? Tamasic people, because of that disposition, they will like that worship. Because when you want to worship, suppose Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva and other things, you don't have to collect Madhyamascha Mansa Maithuna, all that stuff. You don't have to collect so many things. You have to collect only nice things. But suppose you want to worship the deity, Bhuta, Preta, Rakshasa, all these things, you have to collect one goat to kill it. You don't catch a goat to do the sacrifice in a Shiva temple or in a Vishnu temple. Are you getting that point? And a person who is in a sattvic disposition, he can't even think of catching a goat. Are you getting that? So from the type of worship, you can make out what type of person he is in. And also in the lower deities worship, there is a lot of pain. It will come now. It will come. Lot of pain involved. Because lot of denial, hours and hours of tapas and denials and austerities and everything. Too much of harsh laws are there. A person must love to torture himself. Why? So that he tells others, see how much I can endure. I'm not telling, it will come too. You'll see that. Just think of it. Because the person can do that. Whereas sattvic person, he is more in meditation, being with himself, being with the God. This is general meaning. I will deal with that. General meaning. What does it mean? Now we are talking about people who don't believe in God. Are you getting that? Who don't believe in anything. But they are the people, who are these sattvic people? Those who look for Daivi Sampat, calmness, harmony, quietude, friendliness, love, affection, natural disposition, Daivi Sampad. Those people shall be, there are many people. You shall call him, they are worshipping the highest deity. Because those people who worship the highest deities, they are of that disposition. So if a person already enjoys that disposition, they are like worshipping the highest deity. Are you getting that point, please? Very simple. Who is the person who can sit down and listen to music very nicely? Very soft, nice music. Who can listen to it? The person whose mind is already soft. Mind is already restful. When you are restless, sit down and enjoy. To a modern youngster who is terribly restless, young and restless, as they say, young and restless, you ask him to sit down here and a very soft music, chanting, listen. Look at this mountain and sit down. The fellow will run for his life. Which his mind is so restless, you want to catch him? Bring the Michael Jackson. Madonna you bring in. Bring the beat. When everything goes on, then the first beat and the noise will catch him. The person who is in quiet disposition, the first bit will make him run. 1 hour to sit down in this noise. Not for me, man. He moves. 1 hour you have to sit down to this, listen, this soft music. No, wasting time. I am going. You are getting that? Depends. Please think. That is why even among the brahmacharis, swamis, sadhus, God, the people who are engaging themselves in the studies, you can see the people. Somebody will be very meditative. Other person, after 2 seconds, can't sit down. He's engaging himself in the studies, please understand. Restless, heavily restless. So to such a person, if you say, like, we are going to have 1,000 people coming together and today we are going to have a group meditation and a group dance and group song. Oh, beautiful. Why? His restlessness is taken into account. You understand? Why people love congregation? When a congregation and mass music, mass dancing, mass so-called meditation, your little stupidity, your little restlessness is completely hidden. And you feel very comfortable with so many people can't be idiots. So you feel that comfort in the mass. You enjoy certain anonymity. You lose yourself. Easy. That's why walking alone is very difficult. But walking alone needs tremendous maturity. Losing yourself in a group is very easy. You can see in the animals also. Lions, the fellow will be walking alone. Other animal, group. Insecure. Therefore, does not mean all the wise, smart fellows are all alone. All alone, how are you going to function in life? You can be alone in yourself, but you can be very comfortable with any group. That's a different thing altogether. But please appreciate. By disposition, yaksha, rakshansi, rajasa. So those people who shall be worshipping what? I want money. Money will solve my problem. That is you are worshipping money. Today's generation. Rajasic, yaksha, rakshansi, rajasa. Somebody values, listen carefully, somebody values calmness, harmony, love, affection. Not necessarily God. Don't bring in God into that. Sattvic person. Another person says, yeah, those things are nice, but I must have this security. Or else, financial security must be there. And for that, I'll do anything. They are like secondary, akshara akshasa. The third varieties are the preta, bhuta, gana, and adi, those who are worshipping, they are the fellows, those who like mafias, those who get into, for money making, they shall go for any crime syndicate. People sacrifice, just like you sacrifice an animal in front of the deity, you can sacrifice people for satisfying your need. They are like tamasic. Are you getting that point, please? The decent people, understand, the decent people will never hurt anybody to climb the ladder. Criminals will not mind destroying everybody to climb the ladder. That is this tamasic disposition. That is like a criminal. It's a total criminal disposition. That is why you see this even in religious organizations. The history of many religions, history of many organized, disorganized, whatever religions you shall see, they are like conquerors. Conquest for, these conversions, not there can be perversions also, conversions and all that stuff. What is that? In the name of God, roll over everybody. Tamas. In the name of money, listen carefully, in the name of money, the mafia is killing. In the name of God, the religious man is killing. Who is better? You understand that? In the name of power, a politician is killing. In the name of power, a religious man is killing. Who is better? The person who abhors killing of any kind, whether it is the name of religion, name of power, name of God, name of anything, he doesn't believe in this violence of any kind. Sattvic. Are you getting that point, please? This is very beautiful. Only problem will be, listen carefully, the person who is very sattvic, he doesn't like to kill anybody, destroy anybody, hurt anybody for his sake. But because there is lack of wisdom, at one time or other he will be disappointed. He is a sattvic person, but he will be disappointed because he does not know why is he like that. How can he be like that all the time? Because for some time you enjoy being nice. But after some time when you are living in the world where full of crime, full of exploitation, full of manipulation, you get tired. How can I live in this world? Because you have sattvic disposition, but you don't have the root. You have not gone to the source, depending on which you can be sattvic. Are you getting that point, please? You have a happy disposition, but you don't understand you are the happiness. Therefore, you shall be always contending with unhappy people. You are very quiet, but you shall not like the angry person, intolerant. You may not, you will be very uncomfortable. And also you start doubting yourself. What is this for? Why should I be nice? And everybody is crazy. I can also be crazy. But at the same time, you can't be crazy because your disposition prevents you from being crazy. Are you getting that? Your disposition prevents you being crazy. But somewhere in the intellect, it comes, if that fellow is stupid, why can't I be stupid? Let me be stupid. No man, how can I be stupid? That type of person you are, sattvic. So that time, your sattva becomes a weakness. Your goodness becomes a weakness. Just like badness, if I can use that word, badness, ugliness, becomes a weakness for the ordinary person. Goodness also is a weakness for the sattvic person. Why? Because the bad man cannot tell a lie, cannot tell the truth. And this person, this person is bad, he cannot escape hurting people. And this good man does not escape hurting himself. Between hurting others and hurting yourself, what is the difference? When you hurt yourself also, you are hurting. Are you getting that point, please? You are not non-violent. Non-violence means you not only do not hurt others, but also do not hurt yourself. Then only you can be supremely wonderful person. Real non-violence is where you do not hurt anybody, including yourself. Or else you practice non-violence where you don't hurt anybody, but your whole life you feel hurt. I have been so nice to everybody. I did that to me. You won't recognize. That's what it will be. You will be a crying, grumpy, old, stupid, useless person. Nice person, eh? Because you're incapable of being good. That person is incapable of being good. The ordinary capable of being good, you are incapable of being bad. Oh, to be bad also is a virtue. Yes, if you know how to be. Like anger I was telling you. It's a very powerful statement. Okay? So, these three people. And we shall see more of it tomorrow morning, so that you can see exactly what it is, how these people, sattvic, tamasic people destroy themselves, and how sattva is beautiful. Okay? Close your eyes.